opinion. Like, I went on, when I was single, I went on dates with girls, and maybe I wasn't entertaining enough, maybe, but it was more of that awkward scene the first date, and it was just like I never pulled my phone out. It was just like my father taught me that, like, you never had phones at the table, and I never wore a hat. I never wore a hat, and I never pulled my phone out. And it was just like me being taught that. I never, ever looked at my phone, ever, to this day. It drives me. I'll go out and smoke with somebody, and I'll hang out with them, and I'll have a discussion with them, and they'll pull out their phone, and they'll stare at it, and I'll even ask them a question, and they are silent, because they weren't interested in what I was saying. And I think that social skill is really have been destroyed, and almost inability to fix that. I don't see it ever fixing.
I think that goes back to what Blev was saying earlier, is like how would no social media have stunted the smartphone and how the smartphone has grown? You're right. I would argue, like, most of the people that Wyatt's talking about now, you know, a lot of people who jump on their phone, like, when they feel awkward, it's like a safety blanket.
It is exactly what it is.
You know what I mean? It's like a blankie where they hold it and they're like, okay, I'm just going to scroll Facebook for a while. They're not even looking at anything. Like,
they don't even look at anything.
Scrolling.
You don't even read it. You don't even look at it. You don't even click on anything. And like, somebody might even your friend might even make a personal comment, but you scroll right past that to the trending video. Mm-hmm. And you're like, it really
or so-and-so had a baby. Me. Somebody had a baby, and that's great. I'm glad you're sharing that you had a baby, but, like, why do we care so much about that?
Honestly, do you even care about those pictures of somebody else's wedding? Do you really honestly
somebody
care?
That you haven't talked to since your junior year
of high school? But then you're surprised when nobody looks at your pictures. Like, it just
nobody liked my picture?
My mind. I just don't get it, honestly. And I know the future would look different. Careers would be different. Like, honestly, if it never existed, you're like, well, these careers wouldn't have existed. But
Silicon Valley wouldn't have existed.
But those people would have found different careers when they were, growing up. Right. Same goes for, marketing and social media, and smartphones would look different today, or wouldn't exist, but would it be that bad? It would just be normal for us.
I think technology would be stunted without it. Like, look at Silicon Valley. Look at all the stuff that place has churned out, from a technological standpoint. Like, I think that's what would be stunted more than anything.
I don't think it'd be stunted. I think you have to have...
I think it would have set a lot of things back. It would have taken a lot more time to actually have something generate the mass to the masses like a smartphone is now.
Things like Uber, are based in social media. So the idea of ride shares and stuff like that are because people are
or Airbnb
and Airbnb.
A lot of things like that. Don't get me wrong, it probably would eventually get there, but it would have taken a lot longer to get to there. To even like Sony PlayStation, PS4, and all that. Like, technology doesn't just stop by any means. But
that's true too.
But those gaming systems wouldn't be where they are today, even with like the ability to stream live TV. What about streaming? Streaming probably wouldn't be anywhere.
It wouldn't exist
because online gaming. Yeah,
so that would.
Online gaming would.
It would eventually. I know, but I'm saying from a PC standpoint, right. Online gaming would still be there, but without the technology advancements through social media and through
everything
hardware.
From Yelp reviews to gaming reviews is all a social media thing. But I think the one thing. You're making it seem like we would be in the Stone Age.
No, I'm not.
And I don't think that's the case. I think we would be. It would just be different. And I think, for example, Amazon wouldn't be this big Pac-Man guy eating up all retail stores. Maybe Amazon wouldn't be as prevalent as it was to be, but there'd be successful small retail businesses everywhere you go. And that would be more of a prevalent industry rather than social media being around and allowing those online internet companies to eat up all these retailers and small businesses. I mean, it would just be different. It wouldn't be bad.
No,
I literally hate when I speak to friends and they're just on their phone staring at it all day long.
And I guess like to my point, I wasn't trying to say technology wouldn't happen or wouldn't be in the Stone Age, but it would be miles from where we are now.
It'd be interesting to see how technology would have evolved without it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have an answer for that, but if there weren't a social media or anything like that, it would have been interesting to see, the evolution of technology that didn't involve everyone's opinion coming in at once. You know what I mean? Like, how would companies like taxis get disrupted, if not for Uber?
Well, and think about this. Like, you hop on PlayStation or you hop on Xbox, you always see what your friends are doing. So that's a side of social right there, social sharing of like, oh, my friend just played this game. You would never know what your friends are doing. So back to your point of like, no one really talks anymore. No one really has conversations. No one has really deep thought. Everyone's just stuck and glued to their phone. that's one way how things would travel. You would have to, it would go back to word of mouth more than anything else.
Yeah.
So like technologies would be completely different. You would, like, I don't even know why you would just call people a lot more than you would actually message or do anything on your phone. Your phone would just be what it is in a phone, maybe not an actual computer like it is today, and full of different things on it.
The funny thing to think about is even so many different aspects of our lives would be so different. Like even the movie industry, I think, would be drastically different, because I think it would be a better quality of movie, because
Batman versus Superman would have been a good movie
Exactly.
if not for social media.
and or like several movies wouldn't have been
Worth it.
like
Getting rid of
wouldn't
it right
have
there.
wouldn't have existed because
Sharknado.
its predecessor shitty movie wasn't successful, and since it wasn't successful, wasn't spread by word of mouth.
Sharknado.
Because it can be spread by
Yeah, Sharknado
So-
just would have been a bad
it
movie.
would have.
It'd
It
be a lot
would
more
have
watched
never
out.
existed.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't have existed. And so the quality of movies, I feel, probably would be a little bit stronger, or the movies wouldn't be like frowned upon so quickly through
so
social
quick
media.
to judge on it, yeah.
I just think there's so many aspects
It gave
of life.
everyone a voice, right?
Yeah.
It gave everyone a voice to
Everybody
react
has
to.
an opinion about
Isn't that a good thing too? It's like a double-edged sword in a
it.
way.
You're right. It
I
is
think everybody would have their own more individual opinion if we
But just
didn't
think
have-
about this though. Think like back in the 60s when Martin Luther King was happening and civil rights were happening. What if social media existed back then? They would have a broader voice, a louder voice than they did just by walking through the streets. But it might not have been as impactful, but they would be able to spread it out quicker and faster.
Let me ask this. Let me ask this
compare
too.
that to a march.
I
You
know,
what
I
mean?
know, I
No,
know,
that's
I
what
know.
I'm saying. You
Yeah.
said it. It might not be as impactful, but it'd be bigger.
Yeah.
Let me bring
So
this
you
up.
said it.
Let me bring this up. This is going to sound crazy, and I can't believe we're about to talk about this deep of a topic on this show, but, like,
Donald
it sounds
Trump?
so crazy to even, say this sentence, but would Hitler have happened if social media was around? Like, would Hitler have gotten the power that Hitler has now?
Look at Donald Trump, dude.
If, Facebook and stuff was around. Without getting too political, yeah.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm with you,
like,
but-
so like his word would
I'm
probably
saying-
got spread around faster.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
if
I don't
like
know.
the hate speech that did the people here in America really understand the hate speech that Hitler was spewing over there? there had to be newspaper articles about it. There had to be something.
I don't think they took it seriously.
I'm
though.
sure some did, but I bet you most didn't.
Yeah, and so if social media was around and there were those pockets of people in Germany, like I know there were, that didn't agree with what this man was saying, and it was all hate speech, and they started talking about it, and they spread the word about this hatred, and when God. Can't believe we're bringing up Auschwitz, but when Auschwitz and those concentration
German
camps
camps,
came and happened, and people were taking pictures of that and posting it online, like, don't you think that
I
the
don't
war
think-
would have ended quicker, or like people would have been involved quicker, and maybe lives could have been saved? Is that crazy?
You're right. I mean, it's possible. I just don't think so. Hitler came to power through natural political means. Like he didn't just take over with a militia or
Right.
something. So I don't know if that hate speech was preached prior to him becoming.
Yeah, that's a
The-
good point.
Well, he got people because he got people
Once
mad
he-
at the
yeah.
oligarchy that was in power in Germany at the time. So he made everyone feel like basically what happened here. Like we don't have a voice anymore. No one has a voice that's blue collar. So let's rise up against the people that have control. Let's take over that but it was older ways. Like by going out and having speeches and stuff like that.
But you're right, though, in the sense of, so those people, if you want to speak out against, let's say, you want to speak out against Hitler, right? You have to literally speak out. You have to go in front of a public area, in front of public people, and you have to be visible. You have to be there, right? So that means Hitler can point at him and be like, that is the guy that's speaking up against me. We can shame him, we can ostracize him, we can kill him, we can do something. In social media, it's harder to do that. I can speak out against things from the comfort of my own room, almost anonymously, depending on how you do it.
Yeah.
And so would there be a bigger outline against that type of political aspects such as Hitler or anything similar? Now I can speak out, and then people can jump on my bandwagon, whether I'm right or wrong.
And with Hitler,
With the comfort of there's not going to be Hitler coming at you or ostracizing you or going after you.
and this big hot button topic that's been in the news recently about net neutrality would have been covered way quicker, right? Like it would have been
Yeah.
Hitler would have squashed it right away. No social media, no internet, turn it off. Like that would have been off, and so maybe he would have gotten in front of it. I don't know, just an interesting thought. It's a great topic. Guys, any final thoughts for this week's episode? Any final thoughts? Any gaming news? We didn't really cover what you guys are playing right now. Anybody playing anything fun? Anybody, I got to tell you, I have been playing Wildlands. I think I told you this, Blev.
Yeah.
I got it on Xbox because I got my buddy Brett who talked me into getting it. And I gotta say, it is a really cool game. Like, it's a little janky. Like, the control... Driving is really hard
Driving
for some
is
reason.
like impossible. Impossible.
Oh, Jesus.
To saving on the road, yeah.
Yeah, but overall, having a good time with it. Pretty fresh into it. Buddy, though, is our star of the show this week. And I don't know if you've played it yet, but you did get the PlayStation 4.
I think I got it. There's a box that got shipped to my house. I think it's in there. Haven't had a chance to open it.
I don't even understand it.
But I do have the
Doesn't watch
PlayStation
movies
4.
or open PlayStation.
It came with Uncharted 4 and a digital code for The Last of Us. And
I never thought you would have caved to get either system.
I finally caved. It's such a
Prime
good
Day.
deal that I got it. I've been thinking a while. And then I went and bought Crash Bandicoot last night.
Awesome.
That's
So
why you got it.
Yeah,
that's...
His 11-year-old
Kendall
heart.
knows me.
it's a great game. It is fun. Kendall, you want to play
I
Crash
hate that you're
Bandicoot?
right.
Can we play Crash Bandicoot tonight after this? Yeah?
Please.
She's
Okay.
going to bed.
We're in. All right, guys, thank you so much. Remember, if you like our new version of the show, let us know. Drop us a line at geeks, that's GEEKS, at HOTYB.co. If you have a suggestion for our topics, we're more than welcome to hear it. We're more than welcome to send to us, and we're likely to read them here on the air if we do pick your topic. You'll, of course, always be eligible to receive our digital download code of the week. Make sure... Oh, milestone? We're on a milestone?
No.
Oh. What were you saying? Where are you pointing at? Oh, hey, and always, as always, thank you to our sponsor, Millstone Tavern.
Yeah, in Guyana.
Okay, it's been a while. Okay, all right. Remember, guys, a great place to go get a beer on a hot summer day if you are in the Columbus area, or if you're just traveling to Columbus, just to go to Millstone. I'm sure you'll do that. Remember that if you like to drink, then that's a good place to be. If you have a drinking problem, reach out to a friend. Or if you're not ready to reach out to a friend and you're still
Head there.
drinking, then just go there.
Go there and bang some back.
Wow, I wrote this ad myself. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Hold On to Your Butts podcast, episode number 19. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, however you listen to your podcast. You can expect now a new podcast from us daily with a full episode releasing on Friday and quick topics releasing each day leading up to that. So it'll be the 20-minute topics that we talked about here tonight leading up to the full show. You'll know that this week if you're listening to our full show. Everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy. Am I not explaining this well?
No, you're explaining it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm explaining it well.
It's a great
Okay.
ad, too.
All right, great. A lot of good ads here at the end of the show. Really backloaded it. Guys, thank you so much. Buddy, give us an outro noise.
I didn't think about it.
Okay.
Now there we go.